Hey there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Melissa Miller. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern California. And today I wanted to make a card using our new rugged icon dies. Now, when I saw these dies, I just knew I had to get them. They are so cool. In this die set, you get 5 dies, and we will be using the little one today with the mountainscape on there. And then you also get this fishing rod, you get a beard, a guitar, and a drill. And I went ahead and I cut these out just so you could get a better look at them. Now on the fishing rod, this is almost 5 inches tall. So that is going to take up a good portion of your card front if you're doing a standard A2 size card. Then you've also got the beard. I'm not sure what I'll do with that. But then you've got the guitar and the drill. And I just love these because I love paper piecing. I just love paper piecing and putting those pieces together. And then we will also be using our new Deckled rectangle dies. In here you get 8 pieces. And that's exactly what they are. They've got the deckled edge on them. We are going to be using the 2 largest. And then we will also be using from our Layering Designs Vellum, the map with the black writing. And I know I've showed you this before. I love this vellum. You get the map, the black one. You get a white map. I'm not real sure if you can see the images on there or not, but it is a white map. You get 2 of each. And then you also get 2 of the white cursive writing. And then you also get 2 of the black cursive writing on there. Then you get 2 of the text, the typed text, and 2 of the white typed text. And this vellum, I just love this vellum. It is one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and get started. I apologize if it's a little echoey. I'm going to try to take that out of the video, but I am in a different area today, so that's why it sounds a little different. I've cut a piece of my vellum, and I also took the die from my layering circles. Now this is just a smidge larger than the die that we are going to be using, and I like that because it's going to give me a border and it's going to help keep the little pieces attached on there. So I went ahead and I already cut out my circle out of the layering circles. Then I've got a piece of Evening Evergreen here, and I just cut it to fit this die. And I added some self-adhesive sheet on the back of there because we're going to die cut that. Then I've got my card base. I can put that aside for a second. Then I've got a piece of Evening Evergreen, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I am going to use my largest deckled die and cut that out. But let's prep our white piece here that we're going to put our vellum on. And I wanted to show you just how easy it is. So it comes and it has three sections on there. So what I do is I just take off the first section and I gently kind of butt that up to the edge. I've got that first section glued down. Then I'll take off the second piece of release paper. And then the third piece of release paper. I like to do it in sections. It is just so much easier for me to remove that in sections. So we've got that on there. And if you want to, it's always a good idea to kind of burnish that on there. We will be running it through the die cut machine, so that'll help also. Now let's get our other release paper off. And here we're going to take the whole thing off. And then we will add our vellum. And again, I'm just going to carefully butt that up to the top edge there. And then just burnish that on. So now we can see our image. If I would have laid that vellum on a darker piece of paper, it is a little bit harder to see. So I put that on white. So this one we will take and we will die cut with our smaller deckled rectangle. And I am also at the same time going to cut this circle die out. So I will cut those and be right back. Okay, so like I said, I am working in a different space today, so I did die cut those off camera. You've all seen me die cut before. So we've got our deckled rectangle pieces, and we can go ahead and set these aside. And then I've got my die here, the Mountainscape die, that has the adhesive sheet behind it. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch out the big pieces because we don't want those. We are going to replace those with different colors. And they pop out really easy. So now we can take this. Actually, we've got a couple more little pieces in there we're going to replace. There we go. And we can go ahead and get this out of there. And I'm hoping when we take the adhesive off that the little pieces stay. See, there's these little ridges here in our mountain, and I want to keep that the dark green, the evening evergreen. So I'm hoping that those stay in there. If not, it's really easy to put them in, but I'm hoping they stay. So let's try to get our adhesive backing off. And it looks like they are coming out, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. So gently just peel that off. And they all came out, but that's okay. So I'm just going to place this in my circle, and it will have a little border, and I really like that. It just adds some stability to this piece here. So just go ahead and burnish that down. Whenever you're using a die that has like the little the smaller, thinner lines, you really want to use the adhesive sheets just because it does help so much. And it looks like our adhesive really stuck. So we're going to try to peel all those off, just like that. And then I always use my little tool here, and I'm just going to place that back into that area. And I lost it. It kind of popped off. They are little pieces. This is kind of fussy work. It's not hard, but you do need to have some patience. So I've got one in there. Let's go ahead and put another one. And they go in pretty easily. So while I'm doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and talk. You know, we do have a new holiday catalog coming out very soon that is starting to ship, I believe, the first week of June. So that is very exciting. We've got our holiday catalog coming out and celebration with it, which is even more exciting because that means for every $50 or $100 that you spend, you can get a free item. That's always a fun time of year. It used to be only once a year, but now they've been doing it twice a year. You know what, that's a little piece. I'm just going to put that off to the side for now. Let's see where these go. I'm really kind of bummed that that the die cut them out so well. On my sample, they stayed in there, and it was much easier to work with. And I swear, once we get to the bigger pieces, it'll be much easier. So let's go ahead and put this guy in there. And I think it goes up here. You can tell by the size where they go. Now we've got all our little pieces put back in there. It wasn't so bad. And you know what? You can leave those out too. That'll just give it more dimension. So let's go ahead and push all our other little pieces aside and bring in our die cut pieces that I already did. So I took that die and I cut it out of different colors. I've got garden green for my green trees here. And then for my sun, I used Daffodil Delight, and I need my glue. There it is. So we're just going to take a little bit of our Tombow glue here, and we're just going to put a little bit of glue in these areas. We don't want to use a lot because we don't want it to squirt out. So just a few little dots, and that'll be good. And we'll just lay these pieces in there. Now in the catalog, when they paper pieced these pieces, they made the water here that I saw it as water. They made the stream actually more of a path. They did it in brown, and I did it in Balmy Blue because I saw that more as a stream or a river. And on my sample here that we're doing, I made this kind of a daytime image. And over here, we've got kind of a nighttime image. I turned that into a moon with a dark sky, and then the water is dark because it's more of a nighttime image to me. So let's go ahead and bring in our pieces for the mountain. And we will just go ahead and put a few more dots of glue in these other areas. And it comes together so quickly once you get to this point. And the die cutting took no time at all. So we're just going to place that in there, just like that. Put those sides of the mountains in there. There we go. And our sun. Now, of course, you can use just your pick tool for this to pick those up easier, but I don't have one. I just like my little pokey tool that I usually use here. So I haven't got it's your pick tool yet. I probably need to invest in that. So let's take our grass and put that in there. And then we've got our sky. There you go. And then those pieces are in there. And we've just got a couple more little pieces down here. So when I cut this out, I just stuck them on a little piece of adhesive sheet so that I wouldn't lose them, and so they would have adhesive on them. So let's get that one out of there. And you do need to kind of be careful because they do jump around sometimes. There we go. And we'll just stick that one in there. You know what, my adhesive came off of it, so we'll just put a little dot. And we will place that in there. I've got it turned around. And then what I like to do for these little tiny areas that need a spot of glue, I will put some glue on just a piece of paper and then just put a little bit in there like that. And then just wipe it off on a tissue or something. And then I can place in my little pieces. There we go. Now we've got all our little pieces in there. And if you do happen to get a little glue, you can just take your adhesive eraser and wipe that off. And it was that simple. There you go. We've got our little mountainscape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my map here and add a little bit of glue to that. We'll put that on our layering piece that we cut out. And then I've got my card base. I'm doing a top fold card here. So we will go ahead and add this to our card base. Get that nice and centered. Just like that. Perfect. And I always take my bone folder and recrease my edge. And we used liquid glue so we can center that. Perfect. And then I am going to take some dimensionals for the back of my mountainscape. And we don't need a whole lot. I will put one in the middle just to keep the middle from sagging. We're going to attach that a little bit higher up. We just want to center it. I think that's good. And then on my samples, I took the Happy Birthday from our Special Moments stamp set, which was a celebration stamp set last time. And I white heat embossed Happy Birthday, but I kind of changed my mind. I changed it to a different sentiment for someone who is wonderful in each and every day, because I do want to send this to my son. So I am going to put this sentiment right here. He does everything outdoors. He is a very outdoorsy person. And when I saw this stamp set, I just knew I wanted to make a card for him. So then we're going to go ahead and bring in some of our rustic metallic dots. And we're just going to scatter these, just like we do with any other card that we make. And I'm going to put 5 on there. So put one over here. Just wherever you think they look nice. And I'll put a couple more over here. Let's do one here. And then one over there. And there you go. There we have it. A quick, well, sort of quick and easy masculine birthday card or any occasion card. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share, please comment, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.